Of YouTube. Now we'll be doing week 13, the week 13 picks of the NFL 2013 season. Week 12 I did solid. I'll have to go back through it because what I do is I'll tally up because I write most of them down. The ones that I did pick, I'll write them down after the video. So I'm gonna go back and tally up. I'm gonna have all of them near the end of the season. But I want to go ahead and quickly get through these. Of course, we know Thanksgiving is tomorrow, and we're gonna have they're gonna have three games that come on Thanksgiving. Usually it's just one game on Thursday, but they're gonna have three games, and I want to go ahead and do it now because there's a afternoon game. I think it's an early game, so I want to go ahead and get through these picks. The first game, Green Bay heading to Detroit to play the Lions. Um, Green Bay, they looked bad with Scott Tolzien in there. They looked a lot better with Matt Flynn in there. But I still think this team is spiraling downward, and I think this is Detroit's year. It's definitely with the injuries to both with the injuries to both Green Bay and Chicago. I think this is Detroit's year to win that division again. So I'm gonna go with Detroit in this particular game. I just don't trust the quarterback play in Green Bay consistently. Oakland heading to and that was a 12:30. That was a 12:30 game tomorrow, Eastern time. 4:30 game Thursday, Thanksgiving Day. The Oakland Raiders heading to Dallas to play the Cowboys. Um, Oakland, well they I still don't like the quarterback play in Oakland. I'm gonna go with Dallas. I think Dallas is definitely poised to win this game. To try to win that division, they need. These are the types of games that they have to win in order to win that division. Neither they're basically competing with the Eagles for vying for that division, NFC East. So they can't afford to lose any games with it being so close. So I'm gonna go with Dallas in that game. A great game for that night. The 8:30 Thursday night game. Pittsburgh Steelers heading to Baltimore to play the Ravens. Um, Pittsburgh beat them the first time, and Pittsburgh's been pretty hot actually. Baltimore did beat who did they beat? I'm sorry. Let's see. Baltimore did beat the Jets, but you can't expect Ben Roethlisberger to play as poorly as Geno Smith did. It's in Baltimore. I'm gonna pick the Steelers. I think they're on a hot streak, and this is pretty much a must-win. It's a must-win game for both teams. I think it's gonna be a close game though. It's usually a struggle, with these two teams, a defensive struggle, close games. But I'm gonna go with the Steelers. The winner of this game, you know, essentially is keeping their playoff hopes alive. The loser is probably eliminated from this, especially seeing how the AFC is going. Yeah, they're probably eliminated from contention in the AFC. But weird things can happen. And that was the last game for the Thursday night game. The Sunday afternoon games, 1 o'clock. Jacksonville heading to Cleveland to play the Browns. Um, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go out on a limb and nope, not picking them. I pick Cleveland. No, as a matter of fact, I'll pick Jacksonville. They're probably gonna let me down, but I'll pick them anyway because it's a very tough game to pick. Both teams have not played well in recent. Jacksonville has actually played better in recent weeks. Cleveland has, their play has faltered from what it was earlier on this year. So I'm gonna go with Jacksonville. Tennessee headed in Indianapolis to play the Colts. Um, Indianapolis played. They play their division rivals really well. They've had a couple of they got they got beat pretty bad. last week. Wow. Um, it's, you know, they beat the two better teams in that division. Let me see. Let me check that score. They lost to Arizona 40-11. It's crazy because they beat the 49ers and they beat the Seahawks, the two better teams in that division, and they get blown out by the Rams, and they get blown out by the Rams and the Cardinals in the 3 week within the 3 week span. Um, I'm definitely picking them to win this game. They're gonna be up to play this game against the division foe. I just they didn't look good in those two huge losses, but I think they bounce back and win this game. Chicago heading to Minnesota to play the Vikings. Chicago has possibly the worst run defense in football. That goes without saying. Um, I'm gonna pick the Vikings. Of course, the Vikings still got Adrian Peterson. The team is pretty much not gonna make the playoffs. They don't have a chance at the playoffs. But guys like Peterson, they have a lot of pride, and I think they come out there and you know Peterson's gonna run well against that Chicago front, who struggled most of the year with stopping the run. Next 1 o'clock game, Miami heading to New York to play the Jets. The Geno Smith has looked bad the last couple of weeks. He has looked awful. The defense, for the most part, has still gotten the job done. It's just the offense has been terrible. I'm gonna I'm gonna go with the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins can do enough to keep Geno Smith in that funk, and the defense will keep it close. But I just you know Geno Smith hurts this team. He's hurting this team the last couple of weeks. He's probably I'm not gonna put all the blame on him, but he hasn't helped their cause offensively. Next 1 o'clock game, you have the Arizona Cardinals heading to Philly to play the Eagles. Definitely a tougher game than the Cowboys. The Cowboys playing Oakland. This is a must win for essentially both teams. They want to keep if they want to stay close in the race. Arizona has a little bit tougher. They're not going to win that division. But they're vying for a wild card, and they got to keep winning. So it's so little margin for error. I mean, you lose 1 or 2 games, you're eliminated. You lose one game in the NFC, you're probably eliminated from from getting that final one of those last two wild card spots. Philly, of course, is still playing for that NFC East. I think they edge him out in this game. I'm gonna go with them. I think they edge him out in this game. Um, I think LaShawn McCoy is gonna have a pretty solid game. Yeah, he's been playing pretty good all year, but I think he's gonna have a good game this one. And I'm gonna pick Philly in a close game. Next 1 o'clock game, Tampa Bay Buccaneers is heading to Carolina. Play my Panthers. The Buccaneers have played better than the recent weeks. They beat the Lions. Um, can't remember who they won, but they've been playing better. They gave the Seahawks um a great game in Seattle, but I'm gonna go with my Panthers. I think we're gonna be able to beat them. And Cam Newton, albeit he hasn't played well, he didn't play well last week. And actually looked pretty bad. Outside of that final drive, I think he's gonna have a better game this week, and we're gonna get that W at home. I'm going with Carolina. The final 1 o'clock game, New England Patriots heading to Houston to play the Texans. The Houston's are done. They looked, that they have so many problems. They have problem at quarterback. Of course, they have injuries. Um, it's not looking good in Houston. I'm gonna take New England to beat them. New England showed a lot of poise coming back in that Broncos game. The ball bounced their way and they got the W. So I think they're gonna ride that high, going to Houston and beat them down pretty bad. The first of the 4 o'clock games, the Atlanta Falcons heading to Buffalo to play the Bills. The Falcons, as I've been saying, For the last 5 6 weeks, have too many injuries, and you know, pretty much, I think they're gonna play hard, but they just have too many injuries. I think Buffalo wins this game. You know, Atlanta has a lot of third string guys in there playing it. Wide receiver, it's just not looking good. They're pretty much set for next year. That this season is pretty much done for them. So I'm gonna take Buffalo in this game. For the next 4 o'clock game, the St. Louis Rams heading to San Francisco to play Niners. This is gonna be a good game. St. Louis plays their division rivals quite well, um, but I like San Francisco in this game, to to beat them. But it's gonna be a close defensive battle. As I said, St. Louis always plays their division rivals really well, so I'm gonna go, but I'm gonna go with San Fran in this game. Denver heading to Kansas City to play Chiefs. I need to check the status of Tamba Ali and Justin Houston. That's gonna be big. That's gonna be big because they're two of the best pass rushing tandems in football, and without them, you saw how the defense looked against the Chargers. Mm. Let me check that for a second. Hold on, because this could be very important to who I think will win or not. Let's see if the injury report is out. Um, Kansas City. There it is. Tom Lee did not participate in practice. That's not good. Justin Houston did not. They probably won't play. Usually, if a guy doesn't participate in practice, even if not a little bit, they're probably not gonna play. I'm definitely going with Denver. I thought if they had those two guys, and with the noise in Kansas City, they were gonna, they will be able to slow down that Broncos offense. But without those guys, the pass rush, where's it gonna really come from? So I got the Broncos in this game. The next last of the 4 o'clock game, Cincinnati heading to San Diego. Play Chargers. Pretty good game. But I think I'm gonna go with Cincinnati in this game. I don't know. I usually always pick them. Of course, they had some injuries up front. Losing Geno Atkins was big, but I still think that, they have a lot to play for. They're still trying to close, widen the gap in that division, and in getting that division lead. So I'm gonna go with Cincinnati to beat San Diego. Um, Sunday 8 o'clock, the Sunday 8 o'clock at night game. New York Giants play the Washington Redskins in Washington. Redskins have looked bad. Running game's been good. Alfred Morris has looked good, but RG3 in terms of throwing has looked bad. They're terrible on third down. That's really the way to beat that Giants team. The Giants have been really good against the run. Um, I think but Eli hasn't looked that great this year, and the Giants' running game has gotten a little better. But they've been running the ball on some pretty crappy defenses, and nothing has changed this week. So I think I'll go with the Giants. I think they better run the ball effectively with Andre Brown and Brandon Jacobs. So I'm gonna pick the Giants to win that. Game of the week: New Orleans Saints heading to Seattle to play the Seahawks. Wow. Now this is game of the week. We do know that Walter Thurman got suspended. Um, you know, substance abuse, whatever. I really didn't want to talk about that, but he will not be in this game. Do not know the status of Brandon Browner. I think more than likely he's gonna play in this game. Um, I'm gonna play. This is a tough game. I'm gonna whichever team was at home, I was gonna pick. So I'm gonna go with Seattle. I'm gonna go with Seattle to beat them. Um, it's gonna be a very interesting game to watch. Want to see how Russell Wilson looks, how the running game looks for Seattle, and also how the secondary matchup with the some of the targets for Drew Brees. It's gonna be an interesting game. Definitely can't wait to see that one. And they made sure they put it on Monday night, prime time. Everybody's gonna watch it. So that does it for my picks for the week. I want to go ahead and get it out today. Usually I do it on Thursday because the game doesn't come on to 8. But I'm going to do this one early because um, we all know the other game comes on at 12:30. But let me know what you think. What's your game of the week? Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Thanks for watching.